Diary of a CEO, The 33 Laws of Business and Life by Stephen Bartlett. Narrated by me, Roxanne. All right, Peshwa. We carried on the pillar of the self and the buckets. And so we continue here. The force that clouds our ability to act upon this logic is usually ego. Our ego has an incredible ability to persuade us to skip the first two buckets, convincing us to take a job simply for more money, bucket number 4, or a job title, status, or reputation, bucket number 5, without knowledge, bucket 1, or skills, bucket 2, to succeed in that role. When we succumb to this temptation, we're building our career on weak foundations. These short-term decisions, your inability to delay your gratification, be patient and invest your first 2 buckets will ultimately catch up with you. In 2017, a very talented 21-year-old employee called Richard walked into my office and told me he had some news to share with me. He told me that he had been offered a job as a CEO of a new marketing company halfway across the world, and that he wanted to leave my company, where he had been flourishing, to take it. He told me that the role offered him an enormous pay raise, almost double what we paid him, an equity package, and a chance to live in New York City. A far cry from the dreary village he was raised in, and a parent step up from Manchester, England, where he worked for my company. To be totally frank, I didn't believe him. I couldn't fathom that a legitimate business would offer a junior employee with no management experience such a prominent role. Nonetheless, I accepted his claims and told him that we would support him in his transition out of our company. It turns out I was wrong. Richard was telling the truth. The job offer did exist, and a month later he became the CEO of the company and moved to New York and started his new life as a C-suite executive in the Big Apple, leading a team of more than 20 people in a rapidly growing marketing startup. Unfortunately, that is not where the story ends. As life would come to teach both me and Richard, there's no skipping the first 2 buckets of knowledge and skills if you're playing for long-term sustainable results. Any attempt to do so is equivalent to building your house on sand. Within 18 months, the once promising company Richard had joined had gone under, lost its key employees, run out of money, and become shrouded in controversy related to management practices. After the company closed, Richard was unemployed, far from home, and searching for a new, more junior role in the same industry that we had employed him in. When deciding which path to take in life, which job to accept, or where to invest your spare time, remember that knowledge, when applied, or skill, is power. Prioritize filling those first 2 buckets, and your foundations will have the long-term sustainability you need to prevail, regardless of how life's tectonic plates move and shake beneath you. I define a professional earthquake as an unpredictable career event that adversely impacts you. This could be anything: a technological innovation that disrupts your whole industry, being fired by your employer, or, if you're a founder, your company going under. There are only 2 buckets that any such professional earthquake can never empty. It can take away your network, it can take away your resources, it can even impact your reputation, but it can never remove your knowledge, and it can never unlearn your skills. These first 2 buckets are your longevity, your foundation, and the clearest predictor of your future. The law. Fill your 5 buckets in the right order. Applied knowledge is skill, and the more you can expand and apply your knowledge, the more value you'll create in the world. This value will be repaid in a growing network, abundant resources, and a robust reputation. Make sure you fill your buckets in the right order. All right. Those who hoard gold have riches for a moment, and those who hoard knowledge and skills have riches for a lifetime. True prosperity is what you know and what you can do. Quoted from Diary of the CEO. And there's our guy. Yeah. Great podcast. Love it. Okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining.